Hello, and thank you for joining the training. So today I'm going to be talking to you about creating a 30-day marketing plan. This marketing plan is designed to drive leads and drive sales. Now, we all know when it comes to attracting our ideal client, putting ourselves in the position to be seen, to be heard by our audience, we need to provide value. We need to provide content that's going to solve a problem for our ideal client. Okay, so I'm going to share the screen. We're going to jump right in. At the end of the video, you're going to be able to get a copy of this content planner, and I want you to start using this planner every month. Start creating a content plan that is really strategic and that's going to make it easier for you to turn your followers into customers. Okay, so let's jump right in. All right, so this is what my 30-day content planner looks like. I'm just going to make it bigger for you so you can see. All right, so this is what my content planner looks like, and we're going to go through it very quickly. I am going to basically take you through each section and explain to you why it's very important. So as you can see in page 1, we begin with the business name, the month, the year, right? So this is something that you're going to create every month. We start with the product or offer of the month. Why I start with the product and offer of the month is because everything we do for the entire month is going to drive sales to this product and offer. Yes, you might throw in some splash sales or special offers of maybe some digital downloads, but this product and offer of the month is basically your big package. So it might be a coaching package, it might be a course, it might be a package of products that you put together that's anywhere between $97 and $197. So that's like your big offer, not your digital downloads. All right, so you'll start with your product or offer of the month. All right, then you want a lead magnet of the month. And what a lead magnet is, for some of you who do not know, a lead magnet is something that you create to give to your audience for free in return for their email address. This lead magnet helps them do a specific thing. All right, so for your 30-day content plan, you want to make sure that this lead magnet is going to help your client use the product or offer of the month. So it's like a tag along product, okay, a tag along offer, but you're giving it away for free in return for that email address. The next thing I like to make sure I record is my holidays for the month. So I want to make sure I write that down because I definitely want to prepare a promotion for every holiday, okay? All right, so let's go through. Like I said, I'm going to go through this very quickly, but it's all going to come together. You want to start off with 4 blog posts. I left some area here for you to put in notes because it's a big chance that you might do more than 4 for the month, but you should be doing a minimum of 4 blog posts for the month, and you want to put it out every week, all right? And you want to make sure that the 4 titles you come up with are something that's subtitles from the product of the month. So for example, I have a course that's Create Profitable Webinars. The course is $97 when it's on sale, regular price $197, okay? And it's basically a course that helps my audience put together winning presentations that will help them get sales, all right? And it teaches them how to put together a sales funnel and all of that, but it's a webinar course, okay? Let's say that that's my product or that's my offer of the month. I want to make sure that the 4 blog posts that I come up with for the month are going to be subtopics from Create Profitable Webinars. So maybe blog post 1 might say something like, 3 ways to promote your webinars, or maybe blog post 2 might be something like, 3 things you need to do in order to get more people live to your webinar. All right. Just as long as it's subtopics from that product of the month. Remember, this content plan is designed to drive the sales, driving the sales to that product of the month. This is going to be a sure way for you to meet your profit goals. When you're all over the place, it's harder. But if you have a clear way, it's easier to reach your profit goals, okay? So you'll come up with 4 blog posts, subtopics of the product of the month, all right? Now, you also see here that I say, upgrade, do not forget about your content upgrade. So let's talk a little bit about that. A content upgrade is basically something that you give your audience, your reader, in your blog post that's a little extra for free. So for example, if my first blog post is 3 ways to promote your webinar, then maybe the upgrade would be promoting a checklist that you would use to go along with promoting your webinar. So maybe instead of 3, I might add 7 more. So now it's 10 ways, a 10 checklist, all right, to promoting your webinar, something like that. Something that's an upgrade from the blog post, but you're giving it away for free. What does this do for you? What it does for you is it allows you to collect more leads. Remember, this plan, it's designed to help you get more leads and in return get more sales. All right, let's move on. And like I said, you have an area here where you have notes. So if you're doing more than 4 blog posts, or if you have to do some research, you'll just go ahead and use your notes section to put anything extra that you need for that month's plan. Okay. All right, so next thing is you want 4 live streams. Some people do live streams every day, but you want to try to do a minimum, again, of 4 once a week, all right? And you want to make sure that you have a call to action for your live streams. And again, as we go through this plan, we're sticking with the same momentum. The same momentum is I am coming up with topics, that's subtopics, from my product or offer of the month. Why? Because I am using this plan to drive leads. So I want to make sure that I'm keeping on the subject of my product of the month. You get it? All right. And you want to make sure you have that call to action. So you are always either promoting something, or you are giving away something for free, or you are inviting your audience to join your Facebook group at the end of the live. Whatever it may be, make sure that you have a call to action. All right. Let's move on. 4 newsletters, again, once a week. You want to make sure that you are emailing your list, all right? Yes, this plan here is going to help you get more emails onto your list, but even the ones that you have, you want to make sure that you are always sending your people value, okay? So once a week, maybe the first one, you might decide to send them a freebie, the checklist that's in your blog post. Maybe you might want to send them all your blog posts for the month, or maybe you might want to send them an invite to your next live stream, but make sure that you are communicating with your peeps on your list, okay? All right, let's move on. All right, next we go on to webinars. So this is definitely going to be a part of my content plan, because if you guys know anything about me, for my newcomers or my regular fans, if you guys know anything about me, you know I love doing webinars, right? So webinars have to be a part of my plan. All right, so if you are incorporating webinars, this is going to be where you will come up with your titles for your webinar, schedule your date that you're going to do it within the month, come up with the 4 bullet points plus the live Q&A. Of course, this goes into the sales page. This goes into the sign up page for the webinar. You want to make sure you do at least 2 for the month. Doing webinars, it's an easy way to reach your profit goals. It's an easy way to get more people on your list. It's an even easier way for you to build credibility, because if you're teaching something, if people are coming on a webinar to learn from you, and they can actually take what you teach them and implement it and do something and see some type of results in their business, you are building credibility. You are putting yourself in the position of being an expert in that field. So webinars are powerful. It should be a part of your plan. And if you guys do not know about how to incorporate webinars into this, you should be connecting with me even after watching this training, because I would love to tell you about it. Webinars are powerful, okay? So here's where you'll come up with your topic, date, bullet points, live Q&A, okay? Next, we go into YouTube. So here you want to focus more on tutorials, all right? Remember, once you do your YouTube video, add your links, add your social profiles in the description. You always need to be cross-promoting, okay? So you'll come up with maybe two tutorials you can do for the month. Make sure it's subtopics. So if my product, again, is Create Profitable Webinars course, maybe one of the tutorials that I'm going to put out on YouTube is how to set up your live stream with the lead page for your webinar. That is a tutorial that I would put on YouTube, and I would probably have the lead magnet as inviting them to my free webinar. Okay, simple. All right, let's move on. You want to come up with your hashtags for the month. Definitely always want to keep your hashtags fresh. Make sure you have industry specific hashtags. Make sure you have hashtags that's your brand specific, like how I have Divapreneurs, or for my women's empowerment, hashtag We Win Movement. Those are brand specific. And then you also want trending hashtags. So if it's on Wednesday, you might put hashtag Working Women Wednesday. So you want to make sure you're mixing it up, but definitely using hashtags, because guys, hashtags is the new SEO. Hashtags is how you are found on Instagram. It's how people find you on Twitter. And guess what? It's even on Facebook. It helps you rank higher in Google. Hashtags are becoming more and more powerful, okay? So you definitely want to be using the right hashtags and making sure that you do research every month. See what hashtags your competitors are using. See where your people are hanging out at and use those hashtags so you can show up in the feed when people are looking for you, okay? All right, let's move on. So you have here for you to do some, you have here where you can write some notes. And this part of the plan is basically your community building part of the plan. So when you hear me talk about community building, I'm talking about maybe your Facebook group, if you have a podcast, a mastermind program, a membership. These are your VIPs. These are like your people that's in your circle, your people that has went as far as to join your Facebook group. They really love what you share, and you always want to have exclusive content just for them. You always want to do surprise pop-ups and give away freebies and, you know, brainstorm to come up with a new way every month to keep building those community relationships, all right? So in this section of the plan, this is where you'll brainstorm and come up with one or two things that you can just add in your calendar to do, maybe a free training, maybe a free live Q&A just for your VIPs, okay? All right, so last but not least, of course, you have your last page for notes. You always want to do research every month. And the last page you're going to take for your analytics. You're going to use for your analytics and also for your competitive research, okay? So what I mean by analytics, what I mean by that is you want to go into your Iconosquare, go into your Google Analytics, whatever program you're using to analyze. And if you're not analyzing, then definitely do some research. You know, you can use Iconosquare for Instagram. You can use Buffer for Twitter. You can use Google Analytics for your website, your lead pages. Even Facebook has their own code where you can track. You want to make sure that you're always tracking what's going on with your information that you have out online, whether it's your blogs, your lead pages, whatever it may be that you're promoting, okay? So every month, you want to take the time before putting together your plan to review how you did last month. You know, what times were people engaging with you on social media the most? What promotions people embraced the most? What emails got opened up the most? Look at the subject lines you use. Look at the language you use. You want to know what's working so you can do more of that and do less of what's not working. And that's why reviewing your analytics is so important. So you're going to use this section of the plan to record what you find. And then you also want to do competitive research. So that just means pick 3 people who you admire, who you want to collaborate with at someday, see what they're doing, see what works, see how you can maybe join them, see how you can reinvent and put your own into the ideas and make it your own. You understand? Now, let's just recap around that part. I am not saying copy, but you need to know what's going on in your industry. You need to be up with the trend, all right? So you want to always do competitive research. Trust me, people are researching you as well, okay? So this brings us to the end of our 30-day content plan. And as I said, using this planner is going to help you drive sales dramatically, drive leads. And the more leads you get is the more sales you get, as long as you are following this plan, all right? So thank you so much for joining me on this training. There is a link, depending on where you're watching this training at, there's a link on the page, on the bottom of the page, on the side of the page, depending where you are watching from. There is a link for you to go ahead and purchase this planner for $10. Guys, you need to get this planner, you need to make copies, put it in a binder, and start planning your content wisely. Start planning the value that you're going to give to your audience, all right? And definitely connect with me on social media and tell me how this planner helped you, all right? Once again, thank you so much for joining me. You can find me at Nyala Phillip anywhere you go online. Bye.